industry? We are in search of Jan Kuehnemund, the founder and guitar player in this band. She works at a company just up here. We're on our way over to ask her, will she reunite with her former bandmates for a one-time only special performance? Hi, Jan. Jan Kuehnemund? Hi, I'm Amir from a show called Bands Reunited. Do you remember these gals?
No.
Yeah, you do.
What is this?
I'm here on a mission to reunite the members of Vixen for a one-time only special performance. And we have come here to start that mission, to ask you to sign on board. And I ask you, are you willing to reunite with your former bandmates?
Is this for real?
This is for real. This is a VH1 show. We're happening. We're rolling. Yeah, yeah. So, are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, she's in. She's in. All right. When someone says that they're in, they seal the deal with an autograph on the album. So, it says, I'm in. Jan's on board. Yeah. Thank you so much. Now tell me, how does a young woman from Minneapolis wind up in a form a band called Vixen? Tell me about that.
My best girlfriend and I, it was just the two of us, just guitars and us singing.
Oh, wow.
No drums, no bass. We knew we needed drums and bass, so we started looking for other people to join a group with us.
Now, did it matter if the rest of your band were women?
It's just kind of a thought, like, well, we could have it all female.
Did you actually think that you would make the jump, if you will, to becoming professional musicians, or was it still strictly a hobby for you?
No, we had big dreams. We knew we wanted to make it.
Eventually it was you, Cher, Roxy, and Jan. That became the quintessential lineup.
Yes.
What was it like for the four of you now to try to make it, and I'm sorry for using this phrase, in a man's world, especially with the type of music that you made, you know, very aggressive, very masculine.
We didn't really think about the difference of us being female and the other guy, you know, male bands, but we were just determined that we wanted to do what they were doing.
People would come up to us and they'd say, well, halfway through the show, they forgot that they were watching a female band, they were just having a good time.
Tell me about the image of the band. Did you guys just say, okay, this is how we are and this is how we look, or was it a bit more
contrived?
No, I don't want to say the word contrived, but maybe a bit more thought went into, all right, maybe you should do your hair like that, or maybe you should wear this, and maybe you should...
Not really a whole lot of planning on the clothing. What we were wearing was stuff that we really liked. We were just girls doing our hair and doing our makeup.
There were a lot of guy bands out there that had as much...
Right.
Guys in bands who had as much makeup on and probably as much product in their hair as well, right?
So we were thinking, no, what are they doing? This is normal for us.
I remember reading that one of your most memorable gigs was Milton Keynes in England, 66,000 people with Bon Jovi and Skid Row. Tell me about that.
Wow. That was the biggest crowd we ever played for. You go out on stage and there's people as far as you can possibly see outdoors, and it's just amazing. I kept thinking the whole time, how could I have a better job than this?
I've read many descriptions of how, I guess, Vixen post-1991 turned out. It was either a breakup or a hiatus. How do you view it?
It was a breakup.
And how did that breakup come about?
Oh, painfully. I think everybody was a little frustrated that the second record didn't go gold like the first.
But why did that tear the four of you apart? It's one thing to have that happening externally, but what was going on internally that caused you guys to go your separate ways?
I just don't know if I should bring this up or not, but...
Whatever you feel comfortable saying, Jan, honestly.
Well, honestly, I guess there was some talk of, like, getting me out of the band.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, no. No, I don't like that.
It's your band.
For me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and talk of, you know, maybe bringing in another guitar player to play my parts and stuff. And I said, you know, I don't like that either. I honestly had the fear that if they brought someone else in, obviously she blows me away, then what are they going to need me for? And I'm thinking, well, I might, you know, be asked to leave or something.
Right. Now, 8 years later, Roxy and Janet released what amounted to be the third Vixen album called Tangerine.
Right.
How did that come about?
Nobody had called me or mentioned anything to me, you know, and I'm like, that's interesting. So
July of '98 rolls around and you basically sued them for copyright infringement, right?
Yeah. The four of us at the time still all owned the name, and I just didn't think it was right that no one had mentioned it to me or asked permission to sign off on or asked me to be included or anything. It just felt wrong to me.
Do you remember the last gig you guys played together, the four of you?
I believe it was with Deep Purple in Europe.
Do you remember when that was?
91.
All right, so well over 10 years ago. Just to wrap up, do you know what Cher's up to these days and how I could find her?
I believe Cher is with her band Bubble.
Around here? Or?
I believe she's still in California.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. You're looking forward to this then?
Yes, yeah. I still think I'm dreaming.
Well, Janza, yes. Pucker. Let's hope our Bands Reunited bloodhounds can sniff out the rest of these heavy metal foxes. So our quest to reunite the members of Vixen continues in Los Angeles to find the hard-rocking bassist Cher Ross.
Unprecedented moment here on Bands Reunited. We're going to the Stitch Cafe, a knitting club, to find Cher, the bass player for Vixen. She loves to knit, and she meets every Tuesday with her knitting club. It's crazy.
Do it now.
Oh my gosh, it's locked. She's in the back, in the back. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm from VH1.
We're looking for Cher Ross.
Hi, Cher. Hi, my name's Amir.
And you're gonna be sorry, baby.
I'm from a show called Bands Reunited, and you know what's going on. We've been sent on this very, very important mission to reunite you with your former bandmates in Vixen for a one-night-only special performance. Would you like to reunite with your former bandmates in Vixen?
I don't know. Do you think this lighting makes me look fat?
No, you look beautiful. You look beautiful in this lighting.
Can I consult, like, my knitting gurus or anything?
I think your knitting gurus. Look at their expressions. It says it right there. One night only, special performance. You know, are you in?
All right, I'm in.
She's in! That's awesome. May I have your autograph, please, to seal the deal? All right.
Yes.
She's in. Welcome aboard.
Thanks,
Well, I wanted to thank you for sitting down with us on a very important night for you. This is knit night,
Yeah,
right?
you guys have interrupted my knitting.
So when you're not knitting, when you're not designing websites, you're also in this band, Bubble.
And my husband and I do a lot of things artistically together. And we started Bubble as just sort of, I guess, a bit of a lark.
Put your finger in the beer. Make it mark, make you wanna cry.
So how did you meet Jan Kuehnemund?
No, she just happened into a club that I was playing bass for somebody. And she walked up to me afterwards and said, oh, you know, I have this band called Vixen, and you're really good, and here's my name and my number if you ever want to, you know, check my band out.
Right.
And I just kind of, oh, girl band, give me a break. And I put it in my bag, and I just sort of acted all macho or whatever. Probably 6 months later, I was emptying out the bag, and her number came tumbling out. So I picked up the phone, called her, and she said, it's really weird that you called me right now because we just fired our bass player.
How difficult was it for you to really go out there and prove that you weren't a gimmicky girl band?
The funniest one I ever heard was when we went on the Arsenio Hall show.
How much love is it gonna take to prove I'm not enough?
And that was live. That was Arsenio's big thing. You've got to be live. You've got to be live. There are no tapes. You've got to be real. And and everybody said that we were too good. It sounded like it was canned.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you remember the most from your time on the road?
The very first time we toured Europe, going out with the Scorpions, and it was the first time we'd played, you know, massive, huge arenas. The first time I think any of us had done that.
Your manager, what was his vision?
Vision or view of Vixen?
He definitely had a plan And we certainly went along with it, of bringing in all these outside songwriters. And so you end up with, you know, an album that sold a lot, but as a band, did it represent the band that I joined? In my opinion, no, it didn't. I felt like a cog in a huge machine. And whenever I sort of piped up, I felt sort of stupid, like kind of going, I don't think this is right, you know? And everybody's going, yeah, but everything's going really good. And
It's hard to argue with success, I guess. That would be their position,
definitely,
right?
Definitely.
There was also something else going on with the four of you. Essentially, it became a 2-2 split. Right. You and Janet, and Roxy and Jan.
It came about largely due to just, in any situation, you gravitate more to one person than you do to everybody. And that just sort of happened on a writing level, on a songwriting level. The writing is so much easier now because we know each other so well, it's easy to trust each other.
There was also something else I heard about how you and Janet probably thought that maybe Jan wasn't the best guitar player for Vixen any longer. Is there any truth to that?
I think we were just sort of sick of, you know, trying to get songs within the band, and Jan and Roxy were going to outside songwriters all the time to write with, and I was just really adamantly against that. We should have been focused on, let's keep the writing in the band, no outside songwriters at all. We don't need it. Why are we doing that? That's just. And to me, that was a crucial thing, and I guess that was where it sort of began and ended, because we didn't agree on that.
I remember reading something about your comment on Jan's leadership, that she was such a nice person, that maybe you needed a stronger figure to sort of take the band through what was becoming a very dark time.
I think her original vision was very true to herself, which was this band that wrote songs, played together, hung out together, and was a band. Mm-hmm. And then she let that vision be changed, as did the rest of us. But I think at any given moment, if she would have just put her foot down and said, no, you know what, this isn't cool. We need to stick to what Vixen has originally been from the very beginning, which was a band that does what bands do. You write songs, that's what you do. You know, there's no question to that. And so I think, yeah, she was too easily swayed by outside opinion. And it just seemed like the whole era was over anyway, and it was just time to call it a day.
Is it safe to say you're looking forward to this reunion?
It would be weird for me to play these songs again as Vixen. And I've just gotten to a point where I don't want to play music I didn't write, and I'm not the singer, and I'm not the guitar player. So see what a big deal. See what a pot you've started. This better be worth it.
Kushti, Cher has signed up, but will ego and bad blood taint the reunion? And when Bands Reunited comes back, drummer Roxy Petrucci gives it to us straight up.
I should have just said, let's get this together.
Will Janet's hibernation from music put the kibosh on our reunion?
I don't know if I can sing. I haven't been singing at all.
Welcome back, music lovers, as our mission continues in a place called Germantown, Wisconsin, for Vixen's stick girl, Roxy Petrucci. Our plan is devilishly simple. Roxy's gaff is up for sale, so we've enlisted one of our mates to pose as a potential buyer.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
All right, we're on our way over to Roxy Petrucci's house. Our people are inside. But I heard about a dog, which doesn't thrill me. Let's have some fun. Hi. Is Roxy here? She's in the backyard. Oh, cool. Hi. Roxy?
Yeah.
Roxy Petrucci?
Oh, no.
Hi.
I know who you are.
Hi, my name's Amir.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Yes, I will do a Vixen reunion.
Wow. Wow, that's never happened.
I watch
that
VH1.